wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth labour by labour shall increase. So what's the vanity that this wealth is getting got by? The world. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. The world passeth away. How's it go?
Oh, not the was it? I don't even remember it.
Yeah, but you know
The fashion of this
the
world.
fashion of this world passeth away. Basically, that's it, man. This world is a vain world. It's not gonna last forever. So all these things people are doing, and I always use the analogy of because it's like there's so many things. Even though we're young men, we're only in our early 30s, but it's like there's so many even it's like genres of music because you know it's like over here it's like hip hop in America. You have it where the sound changes every 2 years, but over in the UK it's literally called a new form of music every 2 odd years, like not drum and bass, dubstep. That's something that transcended like from London to the whole world. And then by the time it got to the world, it was some next shit. It wasn't even what dubstep was when it originally started. Because it was a rap, that was like the sound in what, 2013, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, there's even earlier stuff as well.
But it's like the earlier stuff is like Scream, Midnight Request Line, and Benga, you know. Like that's the original dubstep. But the point of what I'm saying is really it goes in you every 2 years there's a new funky house, you have this music, that music, drill, everything. It changes all the grime, it changes all the time. And it's just the same with these niggas on the street. There'll be a gang, and you know this is like I know it. There was this gang that everyone knew about for like 3 years. Oh, you don't want to see them people. Oh, he's with that person.
Then they will get thrown in jail.
And then there's the next gang that comes. And that's how it is with the world. The world's the same way. It's just it looks good while it's happening, but then it's all vain because there'll be a day of reckoning.
Yeah, it's like birth with what do you call it? There's a lot of the stock market will be a good example for that, man. Some of these stocks where it's like people just gas them up like, oh yeah, you know, blah blah blah. It starts going up, everyone jumps in. And then the shit just like out of nowhere will tank, and it's like people, oh.
That's because they're dumb money. They didn't know what.
By the time
it comes to you,
money out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. By the time it's being on the news, it's like it's a wrap. That's when people like the early adopters are jumping out before the shit goes nuclear. But that's it's everything is in its season. And that's the thing. It's like another good example would be like with like going from VHS to DVDs to Blu-rays and then just streaming. Like there's men that would have like fucking stuck their heels in the ground and been like, oh no, VHS is never gonna die or DVD's never gonna, and that shit's gone.
Got to Blu-ray and they were trying to hold on to that DVD collection. Now it's in a pawnbroker somewhere in the world, man.
Yeah, sold for like 50p, 25p each per DVD.
And it was like, especially Blu-ray was what, £50 at one point?
Yeah,
that
shit started off nuts. It's like, yeah, that's all them things. It's a passing fashion, man.
DVDs were cold when they came out.
There's even like MySpace. That shit was on top of the world, man.
Yeah.
At one point.
Now Tom ain't got no friends.
Yeah, who's Tom?
that
guy made a killing now. I think he sold that shit for like fucking at least 300 million. Something stupid.
That nigga like with his back facing.
Just
looking
the
over his
same
shoulder.
picture. Everyone just
Tom, my friend.
Tom.
That nigga gone. Before Facebook, there was FacePic,
Facehood.
Yeah.
High Five.
It's changing, man.
It's funny because like people were like, there was some dumb shit people had posted on there, and I was like, you know what? That's some shit you have from school. Like that shit done. But it's like now it's kind of some shit's been around for a while. It's like Twitter's been around for like a lot of them been around longer than a decade. So it's kind of like people can dig shit up. But it's like, bro, what, you know, the shit ain't even gonna last forever.
Yeah, and there was
That's
a time.
Well, go.
I was just gonna say, like, there was a time also the internet. You had to use dial-up connection.
Yeah,
You might
AOL,
be
what's
yeah,
that name?
innit?
Connie.
Oh yeah, Connie. Shit, I forgot about it.
With the fucking thingy dress, man. The
Yeah.
dress made of like 3D illusions, whatever shit.
And you try to use the dial-up what no one knows, and your parents pick up the phone and
And you get cut
who's
off.
choosing the dial-up?
Right.
And you gotta take it out. You know, MSN was
shit.
all the rage once upon a time.
Yeah, fucking MSN, Jesus Christ.
All these different things: PlayStation, SNES,
Yeah,
fucking Sega Mega Drive,
yeah.
Sega Genesis.
All them things.
It ain't relevant no more.
Ain't no who's gonna pop out of it's even TVs. Everyone's got flat screen. Even with flat screen, plasma TVs were a thing. Ain't no one got no goddamn plasma TVs no more.
It's 4K.
Now it's all about the OLED LED TVs.
Which really is a
flip phones, man.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to just go everywhere? Everyone just had the Motorola Razr. That shit's a bad phone. I can't lie to that. Razr just pop out. Everyone everywhere just with a flip phone. Now it's what? It's everyone's got iPhone, everyone's got Samsung, Huawei, Xiaomi. They've got, it's the fashion's changed. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, what, when it comes to the truth, they ain't changed.
And it remains the same.
And that's the thing with Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Says what?
Let me quickly run this quickly, and then you can read it afterwards. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And when you check out the statue, that ultimately depicts that in, starting with the head of gold being Nebuchadnezzar, down to the feet mixed with miry clay and iron, being the EU, partly strong and partly weak.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is, man. The Heavenly Father set the bounds. So everything you see going on, it's just necessary steps that need to be taken to get to the end. That's all it is.
Yeah, because it's all there. It's like what the kingdom of heaven is. It's been built. It's the men, basically within the men. That's how the breaches are being closed up. The house of David is being rebuilt within men. But it's what? It's just like Jerusalem is a people for it's a place. So then what? It's that's being built. This word. It's not been erased. This it can't be stopped. Even if channels get swatted, then 10 more pop up, and that's no matter what Esau tries to do, any means Esau tries to utilize to stop this word, it can't. It ain't gonna happen.
It's like Hydra, man. Is it Hydra?
Yeah, the
cut
Hydra.
one head off.
Yeah, cut one head off. Like 3 more grow back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hercules, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what has Esau in terror, because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. And he's for a while it looked good, but now it's just oh no. Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. And it's for the sons of Jacob. It's for Israel, man. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. It's basically for the sake of preserving them, mainly the elect, but then through the elect, the 2/3 as well, when they come back after the second death. So that's why it's the what Esau's trying to do is he's playing his role. He's doing what he needs to be doing in this time. But then what? It's once it hits its limit, it's done. It's a wrap.
Got a precept. Hosea 1:9. Then said the Most High Yahweh, call his name lower me, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. So as a brother read about the sons of Jacob not being consumed, that goes to the Heavenly Father turning his back on us because we kept on going off. But then what did he do? He sent his son to be a mediator, the true the true high priest, alright, to mediate, to offer a mediation between us and the Heavenly Father, and in doing so, that's how we weren't consumed, alright, and the Heavenly Father didn't change, because we're always gonna fulfill that lot of being the Heavenly Father's chosen, and doing what we ought to do, being a monument of the Heavenly Father upon the earth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ecclesiastes. Well, just want to know that. Sirach 14:3. Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others that shall spend his good riotously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Yeah, so that, in Ezekiel 28 as well, it says, what? Through Esau's wisdom, he's got all that, amassed all this wealth. Funny as well, because Esau is like, pretty much all the vast majority of issues that plague this guy's kingdom, plaguing the earth in general right now. Esau has the means to do a lot of things, but he don't. Because why? This guy his spirit's not upright. It's funny, he just let shit run rampant, and it's basically just capitalizing off it. But then that just shows why. That's why his shit can't run, man. Because this guy ain't got no foresight, man. This guy's thinking like, yo, if everything goes to shit, he's actually thinking he'll just be able to, okay, I'll fly off to Mars or some shit, or just live in a space station. Like, you know how much a fucking what, are you a maniac? Like, you're just gonna be in space floating around. Just give me a break, man. But that's how bugged out this guy is, man. And this is good. Imagine the Earth was meant to be a paradise, man. But then, like, look at it now. This place is hell on earth. Like, what the hell even is? How do you even do that? Like, when you deal with the Earth, bro, the shit takes care of itself, man. They got these what they called it? Not eco. Is it bio? The fuck is the word I'm looking for, man?
Biospheres?
Nah, not even. It's ecosystems. That's the one. Half these ecosystems, bro. These ecosystems, you don't even need to do anything. The shit will just take care of itself. If you leave a forest, that shit will just exist as a forest, and like in you come back in 10,000 years, it's gonna be fine. Like, it will just be there. But then that's what it's like. Esau, this guy is a maniac, man. He will go down and just completely destroy some shit. And then, or he'll discover some shit. I'm like, bro, this guy is going to have people that are hunting shit down to extinction, doing all forms of madness. Even like with zoos, it's like man is just grabbing an animal. This nigga's used to moving like 50 miles a day or some shit. And the guy is in like a fucking 10-meter square foot cage, having millions of people gawk at him every day. Just like, oh, none of these men are bugged out, man. There are lions in zoos, depressed and suicidal. Like, what? Like, that's
I know the lions shouldn't be going through no shit like that, man.
That don't make no goddamn sense, like. But that's, this is the man we're dealing with. And that's really his pride, man. Because the pride of just thinking, like, you can basically be like, okay, well, it's not going to run. Well, how the Most High set up? No, it was wrong. Actually, this is the correct way. Fact. And there was more in Job. Back in Job 20 and 18, it says, that which he labored for, 20 and 18, yeah. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and shall not rejoice therein. Yeah, Esau's got all this wealth. He's amassed all these resources. You don't know what to do with them. This guy don't know how to utilize those things. All he's utilizing it for is wickedness. a means of destroying people. Like, that's all he can do, and that's all he can extend. Imagine you get these guys where they'll just amass like millions and millions, and the niggas just sitting around just doing the same lame shit that a guy with what that makes 20K a year is doing. Which don't even make no fucking sense. I don't even know, man. But that's why it's like even in Esau's like all the lifestyle that Esau's selling, man, in the kingdom it's gonna be above and beyond, man. Imagine you're meant to be living life, but your wife's gonna divorce you and then you're gonna lose fucking like $300 billion, man, or some shit. Like, does that even make fucking sense? Like that's what kind of like how you meant to enjoy, man.
Faith, man. If you ain't got faith, this shit, the word ain't for you, man.
Yeah. And man's gonna
Because you got faith in Esau.
Yeah. Man's gonna have a ute. Man ain't even gonna have a house. Man have a son. The guy turns out to be a flamethrower, and then some rap, man. Your line's done. And you drop dead. and Esau's government takes 40% of your fucking money, man. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Yeah, he's going to be in straits, man. He's going to be in them dire straits. All forms of madness and judgment and everything's going to be spiraling out of his control. That's why this guy is flying the Virgin Galactic up there to be like, yo, man, you should test fly the thing to make it, clear the path so these men can Elysian thing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why these men are looking to like if anything goes sideways, they're like, well, we just go. They're gonna go to their James Bond villain, the GoldenEye base, or whatever the fuck, and just chill there. Because you guys are bugged out, man. But that's why it's even with the heavens, man. It's like with the chariots, man. Esau knows them chariots are gonna do work. All that shit he's doing in space, chariots are whiz-wazzing around there, letting them know like, yo, it's not. This ain't the one. This ain't it, chief.
Yeah.
And that's really what Esau's gonna find, man. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Verse 23, when he's about to...
Oh, did you go into the wicked being Jake?
Oh, no.
Yeah, because
I don't even know if I read that bit.
Oh, okay. Because the word there for wicked is amal, which means labourer. And it precepts with James, the 5th chapter, about the labourer that reap down your fields.
Kept back by fraud.
Yeah. Let me get that quickly.
Okay.
And it shall bring you to the Lord of Sabaoth. The Lord of the Sabbath.
Your man was beyond all bluster, man.
Oh, sweet Lord, sweet Jesus. Yeah. So James 5:1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. For your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the labourers, which have reaped down your fields, which is kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of the armies, the Lord of hosts. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a quick precept, I'll just grab that quickly, and then you can read your one. This is 2nd Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all their innocent blood from among them. So Lord's gonna get busy, man. You ain't paid us. You ain't, as it tells you in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. What's it say in the 5th chapter about took no account, made no account for their labors. You made no account for our labors, alright? You held back our true wealth. So the Heavenly Father is gonna come down here and get busy on our behalf. Because even those that are not in the faith, those that are, you know, basically more or less really are deal with the elect. Listen, even if we're not praying, our spirits are praying on our behalf, man. You read it in the book of Romans. So that's why it says those that sigh and cry. Because sometimes we be so grieved in the spirit, you just hear us just let out a sigh, man.
It's not meditating on this place. It's abysmal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Having to deal with this place. This place is a fucking complete shithole. And everyone's insane.
It's funny because I was sighing at work, one of the jobs I had before. Like, I used to do a lot in it. And then the guy was like, "You're right, man. How you doing? You okay?" And it just made me realize, like, oh shit. Like, I sound like I'm going through heavy, like heavy fucking stress. So it made me realize and be like, oh shit, I can't sigh that heavily. Like, I just had to just, you know, shut my mouth basically, and just be more aware of it.
It's because people in the world, everything's looking up, man.
Yeah.
There's never a point where everything isn't looking up, because that's all they can do, man. Look up, man. They ain't trying to deal with any kind of what would you call it? Any kind of hardship. They just try not to acknowledge it, man.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, they're grinding. Then it hits them like a ton of bricks, and they have a jump off a cliff or go see a therapist.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, I think we can close on here.
Yeah, we can close on that one.
But yeah, so all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles, and elders, great most number one. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.